Welcome to The Living Legends. I am Fayaz Qureshi. In tonight's episode of The Living Legends, we speak to not one, but two people. Sounds odd, right? But here is why. 50 years ago, they got together and started a journey in music. Throughout their career, they have defined what is, I will call, Swahili for the foreigner. Boldly spoke to the people about HIV/AIDS via music and do a lot of charity work through music. On The Living Legends tonight, we hear from two members of the iconic group Them Mushrooms, band leader John Katana Harrison and his brother Billy Saro Harrison. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
It's absolutely great, specifically for me, because I go back a long way with Them Mushrooms. You are absolute legends, and it's a real pleasure for me to interview you here, celebrating 50 years. Welcome, John. Welcome, Billy.
Thank you. Asante sana.
Let's start off with, tell us about your early life, both of you, Billy and John. And feel free to throw brotherly jibes at each other.
The journey started way before 1972, you know. And our eldest bro, Teddy Kalanda Harrison, who founded the band. Now he's the eldest in the family. Started us off, and we've never looked back. Way back in, say, 1969, 70, that's when we started indulging in music, but as freelancers and, you know, amateurs. The Mushrooms came into being in 1972. That's why we're celebrating 50 years. It's been a long journey.
It's been a very, very long.
Yeah.
But how did you become musically oriented as a family? What was the inspiration within the family? Was Teddy Kalanda the inspiration, or was music just embedded in all of you?
Music was in the family because our mom used to be a choir mistress.
Oh,
yeah,
no wonder.
Yeah. And then
it's in the genes.
Yeah. Our dad, when he was in Nairobi, part-time, while he was working with the East African Post and Telecommunication, in the evenings, he would play a little bit of guitar. That was kept away from us, but the person who was behind us was our mom. Yeah, when Teddy started during the holidays, he would just try to play the guitar, bring friends, and then mom said, look here, you have your siblings. Why don't you try and teach them and form something? So it started off like that.
You started Mushrooms in 1972, right? That's when it all started.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about that journey from 1972 onwards.
Well, we were in primary school by then, and very, very young. We got together as brothers, the four of us initially, and then we had a couple of friends, about 3 friends. And that's when the lineup was complete, and that's when the band started in Mombasa, to be specific, at Tudor Estate. And then along the way, you know, we had no instruments, we had nowhere to perform, so we used to wait for the big bands to come to town or to our village. When they're performing, when they're on breaks, we'd go and ask that we, given that 1 hour or so where they're on break, and we would entertain. And this kept on going till the time we said, no. Now we need to be a proper band. And that's when now we started looking for equipment, borrowing a guitar from this side, borrowing a drum set from there, hiring, and it all came together.
So you're 5 brothers, right?
We were.
We were initially 5 brothers, but 2 have passed on.
2 have passed on.
Yeah.
So when you started the band, you said initially it was 4 of you. Then all of you got together, all 5 brothers?
The last one was still too young at that
Oh,
time.
I see. That's why you said initially four.
Yeah.
So, of course, it's you two, John and Billy, Teddy Kalanda, the eldest, the late George Zero, and the late Dennis.
Yeah, that was the last born who came in very, very late.
Jambo Bwana. Hakuna Matata.
We were expecting that.
Kenya Hakuna Matata was released in 1980 and went on to become a massive global hit. And what's the story of this song? And which is now the reference point for Swahili by the tourism industry.
Yeah.
Or rather, did you expect it to become such a big hit?
Teddy composed the song, and then the instrumentation arrangement was a joint effort. That's the first song we ever recorded, ever entered a studio to record, and we never thought at all that it was going to be a massive hit. It just went around the world like bushfire.
Yes.
And initially, when we did the song, when we recorded that song in Nairobi, but when we went back to Mombasa, almost every other band was laughing at us. What kind of song have they recorded? But within no time, all the hotel managers were asking resident bands in beach hotels to play the song. He's the storyteller of the band. He can tell you much more.
It was a simple lyrics, catchy tune, infectious rhythm, I would call it.
Yeah.
It was just coined at the bar. We had just finished performing, and Teddy was having his beer. And then all the Muzungus who were coming there, they'll just say, "Hey, Jambo!" And the barman say, "Hey, Jambo, Jambo! Hey, mzuri sana!" So they're just teaching them those words. And then he struck him and said, "Hey." So that was a weekend. It was on Saturday. Monday comes, he said, "Look here, I have a song." Okay, said, okay. We said, okay, what song? Here, just listen to this song. So he sang it, and we were rehearsing. It was our day for rehearsal. So I played my part of bass, he played his part of keyboard, and then the guitarist came in. And we said, "Hey, why don't we go and record it?" But where? How will we go to Nairobi? Yeah. So we said, okay, when we go to every establishment we are playing in, we will be playing the song. So the good thing is that each evening when we were playing the song, you find them, the tourists were dancing to it, and they were just saying, "Oh, Jambo, Jambo." So there was a request all the time, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So one day we were performing at Shelly Beach, and we got a request 20 times. So there was one of the senior managers of Polygram, Nairobi, was on holiday, and he listened to the song and the requests which were coming in. And then when we took a break, he came and said, "Hello, I'm so-and-so. This is my card. I would like you to come to Nairobi and record."
So that's how it happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. That's an amazing story.
Yeah. So without delay, on Monday, we called Nairobi Polygram and say,
we're on our way.
Yeah, we're on our way.
One-way ticket.
Yeah. So we on Wednesday, when we finished performing, we drove to Nairobi. So on Thursday, we were in the studio. We did four songs, which were 2 singles. And then when we finished, we drove back to Mombasa, because the following day we were supposed to be performing.
Wow. That is an amazing story. Now, I'm not going to let you get away with this. You have to do an a cappella for us.
Wacha tuweke namba ya M-Pesa kwanza, mutume pesa alafu tuimbe.
You must do it live for our viewers.
Here we go. Jambo, Jambo Bwana, habari gani? Mzuri sana. Wageni mwakaribishwa Kenya yetu. Hakuna matata. Fayaz ni mzuri.
Hakuna matata. Jambo.
KBC nzuri.
Hakuna matata.
Over to you, Fayaz.
Jambo Bwana. Habari gani?
Yeah.
Mzuri sana. Wageni
Yeah.
wakaribishwa Kenya yetu. Hakuna matata. The mushrooms. Hakuna matata. KBC hakuna matata.
Hakuna
Matata, KBC.
Wow, that was brilliant. You still sound so good and still so fresh. Probably the most important aspect, royalties.
Yeah, initially when we started out, we knew nothing about royalties. We knew nothing about copyright. We recorded the song in 1980, and it was up to 1985 when we started, getting to learn about royalties, copyright, related rights. And since then, we had to fight because the song has been done by so many other artists.
Yes.
And we were just happy to hear them do it. But later on, when we came to learn about royalties, we started chasing them. We became members of international bodies, the copyright management organizations. And we want to say, asante sana Mwenyezi Mungu. We get a few coins into our pockets. The good thing is that this song is like our passport to the world. Wherever we go, we were in London just 2 weeks ago, and we had successful shows because people know about our music and because of social media. So 2 things, good and bad. Yeah.
We need stronger laws for anti-piracy.
Yeah.
We definitely need stronger laws. We keep fighting that every year, but it's improved, but it could be better. Dogo Dogo, a song in praise of a lady, was released in 1985. Then, of course, there was... but before we go to that, Billy, do a line for us. Dogo Dogo. I love that track.
I'll give you the chorus.
I can still rock to it even now. I love... I remember
Dogo
those days.
Dogo, wewe si kidogo. Ndogo ndogo, uzuri wako si kidogo. Ndogo ndogo,
Aye,
wewe si kidogo.
si kidogo.
Ndogo ndogo,
Ndogo ndogo,
uzuri wako si kidogo.
Wow. Then there was Nyambura.
No,
Nyambura, I love you.
Before we go to Nyambura, this song actually was for a movie. We did it for a movie, for a production house which was called Malaika Films.
Right.
Yeah, they came over, they came to Mombasa, they had us playing this song. So they said, no, we want to use this song in our movie, which was shot here.
Which one? Dogo Dogo?
Yeah.
Was played in a film?
Yeah.
The movie was called Mlevi.
Mlevi. It was called
Wow.
Mlevi, yeah.
Mlevi.
Then Nyambura, I love you. John,
Okay,
drop a
Nyambura,
line for us on that one. You guys still sound so
I
good.
love you like fish and chips. Nyambura nakupenda
Kama nyama choma,
Nyambura, I love you
like fish and chips.
Nyambura nakupenda
Kama nyama choma.
Wow. Awesome. This is a great era for you at that point in time. The hits were rolling. What was your schedule like at this point in time?
Wow, we had performances at least 4 times a week.
Wow.
Because by then we had shifted base from Mombasa to Nairobi, and we were a resident band for a while at the Carnival.
For a long time.
Yeah, for almost 2.5 years. So we used to perform at the Carnival every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday evenings, and then in between we were doing corporate functions, private
used to love
functions.
those. sessions at Carnival.
And of course, we jammed a lot with you.
We jammed
This guy
together,
is a very good singer, so we have to do something with you.
100%. We've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
We've been discussing since last year.
Exactly.
But we've definitely got to do something together. And I remember I used to jam with you guys at Carnival.
Yeah.
A bit of rock and roll with you guys.
Yeah.
Because you guys are versatile. You can play anything and adapt to anything. Yeah. Now, 1980 saw the emergence of a new medical condition and took the lives of many at that point in time, HIV/AIDS. And you did a song and gave it to the Ministry of Health, and which helped in the campaigns in 1988.
Yeah.
How did you go about this? You know, how was the deal struck with the Ministry of Health?
Actually, there was no deal. What we've been doing all along, besides performances, we do a lot of charity work. And if I may take you back, we've had shows to raise funds for an orphanage. We've had shows, and this was in line with the other side of the band, where every 2 years we come up with a song or organize an event whose proceeds will be donated to. Yeah. So this time, at the onset of the HIV pandemic, if I may call it so, that's when we decided, hey, we have to do a song or songs to sensitize and create awareness about this new disease. That's how the Beware of AIDS song came about.
Right.
Yeah.
Jikinge na ukimwi.
Yeah.
The flip side.
Yes.
It was a single, so one side was in English, the flip side was in Kiswahili.
In Kiswahili.
Yeah,
I
Jikinge
remember
na
that.
ukimwi, yeah.
Yeah. Now, charity is something that you've done right through,
Yeah.
you know, in terms through your music.
Yeah.
Campaigns against fistula, and a song too was written for that purpose.
Yeah.
Schools for the disabled, wildlife conservation, educating children, all through music.
Okay, our latest project is a bit odd. We want to collect storybooks and donate them to schools in the villages. You know, when we're in Nairobi, we assume that everybody can go online all over Kenya.
Right.
But you go to some rural schools, they don't have storybooks. Some schools don't even have libraries. So our project this year, we're collecting storybooks to give out to schools in where we come from, Kaloleni and other places. Because we've noticed that every time we go, like we've had donated wheelchairs and all to some schools in Kilifi County, and you just see what they have is just textbooks and nothing else. So they're not exposed to the outside world. So through reading, they can get to know what is happening.
It's a very good idea.
Yeah.
And I can assure you it will be highly appreciated. Last week we hosted Tabu Osusa, and he spoke about having a musical identity. And that's great about you. And have you managed to maintain this identity?
Yeah, we have up
Because
to now.
you've fused rumba, reggae, you know, a combination of fusions, keeping it African at the same time.
Yeah, it's wide because we have rumba, we have reggae, we have Benga, and then we have Chakacha, which is our main.
I get a feel of that in all your tracks.
Yeah.
Do you get tempted to change?
We have been changing. We have been changing and reinventing our music almost after every 5 years.
Yes.
But we try to keep that identity, the mushroom identity, so that whatever we're doing, you will definitely hear. And if you're new to, if the song is new to you, you will just say, hey, this could be the mushrooms, because we keep that identity running through all our songs, especially the Chakacha songs. Whatever we fuse it with, we still keep that mushroom identity line across all our songs. And it's easy to tell. Anybody listening to our music, they will know that, hey, you hear this, you hear this.
They're mushrooms.
Yeah.
You also worked with Tabu on his Spotlight project. How did this go? And any great memories about that project?
Very many great memories. Spotlight on Kenyan music is a project that was run by Alliance Française.
Yes.
And sponsored by the French embassy and the French government too, of course through the embassy, and Total Kenya. So this is a project where initially I was the chair before Tabu came in and he took over and became the chair. It's a project where we were sourcing for young Kenyan musicians and nurturing them, and then they were recorded doing their own compositions.
Yeah.
So many great artists have come out of this. I can mention for one, Sauti Sol came out of this project.
Out of this project,
Yeah.
yes.
We have, wow, the names, I can't remember, but about 4 or 5 prominent artists today in the country came out of this project. The rules were you have to do your own composition, and then you have to let it be arranged, produced, so that we get that Kenyan identity in your music.
That was a fabulous project.
Yeah.
A little bit about your Mushroom Sound Lab. What are the success stories and what came out from this recording studio?
Wow, a lot.
A lot, eh?
A lot. One, we broke the careers of so many, gave many artists a break through recordings in this studio, both gospel and secular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Some of the big names today in the country came through that studio. And of course, we broadened our net and we did collaborations before they called them collabos. We did collaborations with artists from Uganda, Tanzania, Ethiopia. Some artists went back home and became very big artists, like Shimeli Saraso from Ethiopia. We brought him to Kenya, did a collaboration with him, and asked him to sing Jambo Bwana in Amharic. And when he went and released the song back home, he became massive. From an unknown artist, he became massive.
Oh, that must have been magic.
Yeah, we've recorded and produced artists like Angela Chibalonza, the late Queen Jane, and so many others. I can go on and on and on. And we used to experiment. That's why we called it the Mushroom Sound Lab. We used to experiment a lot. Take, for example, music from central Kenya, which is Benga, and fuse it with a feel from the coast. And that came up with a new sound. So there's a lot to talk about the studio.
Now, tell us your plans. 50 years is big. I'm sure you've got a lot of plans this year. How are we going to celebrate 50 years of Them Mushrooms? Tell us all.
Okay. In a nutshell, we're celebrating our 50th anniversary on the 12th of December right here in Nairobi. But we have build-up activities. As from the end of this month, we'll have shows in some of the counties that we think our music did very well. That is Mombasa, Nairobi, Kisumu, Machakos, Eldoret, and what have you. We've also revamped our socials. Our website is up, www.themushrooms.com. Anybody can visit the website to get a lot of information.
Right.
We have ventured into social media areas that probably people always associate with younger audiences. TikTok, all right? Twitter is there, and all the, name it, WhatsApp, everything. But then the big thing is that we're calling out to young artists to reach out to us because we want to do some collaborations with them, rework some of our old music, you know, the Ndogondogos, the Jambo Bwana, and all that. We want to do them again. And then we have 2 new songs.
Yeah, let's have new versions.
Yeah, new
of those
versions.
great classic tracks.
Yes, exactly. So we're calling out on...
With a bit of an oomph.
Yes, yes.
Is that
you
it?
know, yeah.
A slightly different flavor.
Kabisa, kabisa. So we want to do that. On the sidelines, we have a book on the band ready, waiting to be published.
Oh.
Yeah, we're shooting a documentary of the band for posterity. We're here today. Our bros are gone. Tomorrow we'll be gone, but we want the mushrooms to live on.
Okay, Billy, final word from you.
I would like to thank KBC throughout, because We started with it at the time it was called Voice of Kenya.
Yes.
And it has really promoted us. If it wasn't for KBC, we wouldn't have been here where we are.
I think a round of applause for KBC, for sure.
I want to echo that, in that, you won't believe it, and this is not a joke. This is the first interview we are giving in regards to the 50th anniversary, and we're starting off right here at KBC. That's how close to our hearts KBC is and has been, and we salute KBC, and then to you, our fans out there. Asanteni sana. You're the guys who've made them mushrooms. We've made the music, you consume the music. If you didn't do that, or if you hadn't done that, we would not be here talking to Fayaz today. We would have been just like any other band. You made them mushrooms, we salute you, and please, 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 keep watching our social media. Be there on the 12th. When the book is out, get it. When the documentary is out,
watch it.
Watch it.
And we're extremely honored that you gave us the first opportunity to KBC to interview you, two legends, celebrating your 50th anniversary in music.
Asante sana.
Asante sana.
Jambo Bwana. That should be the tagline. You definitely do not want to miss the gala night when Them Mushrooms celebrate 50 years as a band. From Jambo Bwana to Ukimwi ni Hatari to celebrating the Harambee Stars. They are a part of our national heritage in terms of song and dance. And do not forget that they have done a lot to help fistula patients get treatment through their music. It has been an extreme pleasure hosting the Harrison brothers, John Katana and Billy Saro on The Living Legends. I am Fayaz Qureshi. Thank you for watching.